Hey guys, how's it going? Today we're going to talk about REIREPly, and I'm going to break down the system for you so you can see if this is a good fit for you. Alright, so without further ado, let's just jump into the platform. So REIREPly is a texting platform that also allows you to do a couple different things that some texting platforms don't. In this texting platform, obviously you have option to text people, and I'm going to show you guys how that works, how you set up your campaigns, and what makes the system a little bit different from most of your other usual platforms. Comparing to like batch texting or smarter contact or Lead Sherpa, any of those, this platform has a little bit of a different results and a little bit different the way it'll work. Besides the texting part, you can also dial direct phone numbers from here, which is cool part is that you can use any of the phone numbers that you owe to text any of the, or call actually, any of the contacts that you have. You just have to put in the phone number and or put in the name of the contact. They'll pull it up from your system, and you can go ahead and dial and call them. This is very useful if your contact, when you're texting with them saying, hey, give me a call. So this is actually a very useful feature. My virtual assistant uses this all the time when she texts with people and if they ask her to call them. Let's break the system down from the first part. Campaigns. This is where you're going to start. So you go to marketing and go campaigns. When you start the system, you will actually have multiple campaigns here available for you to choose from. I'm not going to go through those because I obviously deleted those, but I'm going to show you how to create your own campaign. So you go ahead here, click create campaign. Let's say I'm going to create this test campaign. It's going to be in, let's say, just say multifamily folder. Okay. So this is a draft campaign, so it's not published yet. So let's work on it. So the way that campaigns work, it's a sequence of actions that will happen. So you start with the first action, let's say a text message, right? You add an event. You want to have an SMS message. So you go ahead and it's SMS one. You can do a message template that you already have, but if you don't want to do that, you can create your own. It's like, hey, and then you can put a name. So like, for example, custom value, contacts, full name, right? So the person's the original full name. I'm reaching out about your house on, let's say, contact, and then let's go full address. Is this the correct phone number? So you can do something like this as your first text message, okay? So you save that. You can also do this at custom time. So if you want this message to go only between certain times, I suggest doing this. So let's say, for example, my assistants don't work Monday and Sunday. So I take off Monday and Sunday off. Let's say they work from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. So go ahead, I have certain time. So this SMS number one, save, okay? So this is the first action that will happen. Let's add another action. Let's say this time it's gonna be a voicemail, okay? So you have a voicemail and you create some kind of a audio file. You can record it with your phone. And then do the same thing here. Let's say I wanted also again, I like to put the same exact time on every single thing that I create during this campaign. So 10 a.m., 6 p.m., Tuesday to Saturday, okay? And you added a voicemail here, whatever, that's fine. Right now there's nothing there because obviously I don't have one, but you can do that. Then another thing is that in the campaign, you set up what time after the previous action you want this action to happen. So the first action happens in 0 minutes. So the moment you start the campaign, the first one happens, gone, okay, done. So what about the second action? You want that, for example, I have set up that after 30 minutes of initial text, they'll get a voicemail. You can do this after an hour or 2 hours. You know, you gotta kind of feel out how it works better for you, but I do 30 minutes, okay? Then after that, we add another event, another text message, and the way I have it, for example, is I don't use any of my templates, but I have like, hey, I reached out to you yesterday. Let's just do this really quick. Hey, I reached out to you yesterday about your property on. Let's go ahead and put the address. I just wanted to see if you might be interested in getting an offer on that property. Okay, just very standard, very simple. You can always modify this, and I would say you should create text messages based on what kind of list you're working on. Obviously, it's a vacant land, you gotta word it a little differently. Multifamily, word it a little differently. But not only that, but also like if it's a foreclosure or vacant houses or entire landlords, you know, you gotta base it on that and kind of see how it works. Also, same thing. I'm gonna go ahead and put the times. Make sure 6 p.m. Cool. That's done. Save that, okay? And then this one is gonna, let's say it's after 24 hours, okay? So let's say that's the next day after this happened, they're gonna text that. So when that happens is, so the first day they only get the first message and the voicemail. Second day they get another message. And then I like to do the day after another message. So I do 4-touch follow up with the people. You know, say, hey, I don't want, I'm sorry for, you know, actually you don't want to say sorry. I forgot how I have it worded, but like, hey, I just wanted to follow up one final time and see if you might be interested in selling your vacant house. And here's, I'm gonna do a little difference in let's do a city. Let's say if it's a vacant house, right? Vacant house in, or just say house. Don't say vacant, because sometimes vacant houses may not be vacant according to, even though in the software they might be vacant, they might not be vacant in real life. So, because if they say, oh, it's not vacant, you know, that kind of throws them off right away. So just say house. Selling your house in this city, whatever. And then you can just do something like, I'm a cash buyer, just looking to buy around that area. Okay, something like that. You know, you try. What my suggestion is, every text message that you send to the person, just do it a little different. See what approach works. You know, if you have 3 different types of text messages, first of all, you have a higher chance the carriers will actually let it go through. Second of all, you have a higher chance of the messages actually being replied to by the owners, because, you know, maybe the first one didn't work and the second one didn't work, and third one they're like, okay, this seems like a real person, I'm going to answer them. So go ahead and do that. 10 a.m., 6 p.m., cool, save, done. Okay, so there you go. And then I'm going to do this another after 24 hours. Okay, there you go. That's done. So now this campaign is done. For example, you can do, obviously you can do it a lot of different things. You can leave manual text message, manual call, just call, SMS, wait, you know, all that stuff, you know. So, but yeah, let's say this is done. Let's say this is it. And let's go ahead and this is in draft mode. So obviously for you to actually use this campaign, you have to publish it. So make sure you publish the campaign. And then let's go back. So now this campaign, this task campaign are right here and it's ready to rock and roll. But I don't have any contacts in it, right? The next thing you will do is that you will actually go to contacts and you go to contacts and smart list. And here you can see already here I have many different contacts already for many different lists. But you will go ahead and upload the contact. So import contact. So yeah, you go ahead and upload a file right here. So you're gonna click upload file. You're going to choose any of your CSV files that have the skip trace properties. Let's say I'm gonna use this one, right? Yeah, I'm not gonna actually upload it, but I'll show you guys how it works. So you do this, it starts uploading the file, then it says, okay, full name, first name, last name, mail address, whatever. So here you go. You want to map it out. This is address. Obviously, it's a big list, so it wants to process. So you may take a second. City. Then we got state and zip code. State. And then the last one's going to be zip code. Obviously, then another one, don't obviously forget, it's very, very important, is the phone numbers themselves. So we got the zip code, so that property information is there. Now let's go to phone. Phone number. Unfortunately, I don't think there's a way to put in multiple phone numbers in here. So I wish there was, because that would be really nice. But yeah, so we got phone, then you click next. Don't import data with unmatched comes, cool. So you click next, then you can, I would change the import name. I would say, you know, do maybe like whatever your list are pulling, let's say vacant land in this city or vacant houses in this city, you know, so you know what list you're working on. Then you submit, and then you pretty much, it's uploaded, right? After it's uploaded, the next thing you will do is that you will go to more filters. If this is not the first list you uploaded, and you know you have multiple lists, just get used to this. This is going to be so much easier to find your contacts. You go to more filters. You go ahead and here you do tag, and then you click select tag. Here you will find what kind of property, because you just put in the name, right? So whatever that name is, you're going to find it here. Let's say I'm going to do Hillsborough vacant land. So now I have here, do that, select all 2,332 records, and then I do that, and then I click this, add to campaign workflow. Okay, proceed. Here you choose the campaign you just created. Here you go, test. Here's very important part. Do not add it in all at once or a scheduled time. Add it in drip mode. That's the only way you'll be able to keep track of everything. Because if you add it all at once, all those 2,000 people will get text messaged once, and you're screwed. You're not going to be able to answer 2,000 messages at the same time. There's no way. So you want to do in drip mode. What drip mode does is that certain amount of text messages per certain amount of time will happen. So add in drip mode, action, start on, I don't know, let's say start on today, this time, whatever, batch quantity. So here's my suggestion. If you're doing it yourself or your virtual assistant, have a full-time virtual assistant doing this, if you're doing it yourself, my suggestion, do it about 50 at a time. If you have a full-time virtual assistant doing it, I say you can do 100, because that's all they do, that's their designated time. Do 100. If you, like, for example, right now I have a virtual assistant that does cold calling, and the time she has, she also does texting, so I do about 25 texts. Because here's how you got to think about it. Yes, you do have only 50 texts per hour, but you do the 50 texts, but then those 50 texts next hour will turn into voicemails, and those voicemails will be answering too. So like those things stack onto each other. So like 3-4 hours into the system, you're getting 200 messages if you're doing 50 an hour. So that's can actually be tough to keep track of. So my suggestion is do 50 if you're doing it yourself, about 100 if you have a full-time virtual assistant, 25 if you have a part-time, or you know that you don't take care of it as much, you just have it running there a little bit, hopefully to find some leads. But let's say I'm gonna do 50, okay? So repeat after 1 hour. Same thing, only Tuesday through Saturday. I don't do anything here. And then you do add to campaign workflow. I'm not gonna add right now because I don't want to start the campaign, but here's how it would work. After you're added, it's gonna show up here in bulk actions. When it show up in bulk actions, like you can see right here, I've ran multiple campaigns. Some of them are paused, some of them are canceled, some of them are in process, okay? Let's say this campaign right here, it's paused, right? I can go ahead and resume it. Or this campaign is going, so I can go ahead and pause it. This is my suggestion. If you are starting, even though your campaign is running from certain time to certain time, if you're not gonna be at your computer answering, pause it. You'll still get replies from your people that you already texted, but at least not new people are gonna be texted. So that's gonna be nice, you know, that's gonna help, you know, because you want to be there to reply on all text messages right away. Okay, so you uploaded contacts, you did the bulk actions, you're good to go. Now let's talk about something called triggers, okay? Triggers are very interesting. The reason why triggers are very nice because it actually helps you eliminate some time and help you out, you know, when you're starting on this. In my triggers, so when you start, they give you DNC and roll number triggers right away. So what this is that if people say cancel, quit, stop, unsubscribe, roll number with a number sign, roll number removal, roll number with a period, if they do any of those, they get eliminated from your list right away, and you don't have to put them on a certain list or whatever. So that literally saves you a lot of time. You can add whatever triggers you want, and I'm going to show you guys how to create those right now. I have new triggers. I have a different roll number trigger, and then I also have my virtual assistant triggers as well, not interested, sold triggers. So what's interesting about this The way I do triggers is that every single person that answers text messages, they go ahead and get assigned to my virtual assistant. But then when my virtual assistant is ready to assign it to me, she does it manually. So that's why I have the add to Millie. That's my virtual assistant. Every single person that answers to any campaign goes directly to her, and then when she's ready, she assigns it to me. But let's create a trigger so I can show you guys how this works. Edit trigger. Again, it's going to be a test trigger. Select folder, new trigger, save. Okay. So in REIREPLY, if you're doing Facebook, I don't know anything about that, to be honest with you, so I'm not going to go over that. But there's more to REIREPLY than I do. But I'm going through most of the stuff that you guys will need as a real estate wholesalers. Choose a trigger. Okay, so let's say, I don't know, let's say customer replied, okay? Customer, because that's going to be the most one you use, to be honest with you. Customer replied to a campaign, let's say specific campaign, to the test campaign. They replied to, and they said, and they contain the phrase, roll number, or you can say not interested, or sold, or take me off. So don't say take me off your list or take me off your call list, whatever. Just say take me off, because that's going to be a shorter version. So let's say take me off, right? And then the action that the system will do if it gets that reply, remove from all campaigns. The moment someone replies take me off, it removes them from all campaigns, and you're not going to text them, because you don't want to text those people anyway. If they ask you to take them off, you know, they're not motivated anyway, so you're not going to be able to make money off them, like 99% of the time. Yes, there's a slight chance you can still, because maybe they're just irritated, but I wouldn't bother. And plus, you don't want to get in trouble. You know, if people tell you not to contact them, don't contact them. Be a decent human being. But yeah, so after you do that, you remove from all campaigns, and then you make sure to activate that draft, and then that's it. It's done. So that's one type of trigger you can create. I mean, you can create more things that can happen if they do that. It's really cool because it gives you freedom, because you can automate a lot of stuff to avoid a lot of problems. You know, you don't have to do like some other platforms. You have to sit there and be like, okay, they said roll number, do not call. You don't have to sort that out. The system will do it for you if you set up the triggers correctly. So take your time to set up good triggers for yourself, and hopefully that helps. So, okay, so we're done with the trigger, okay? After the triggers, so I'm going to go over conversations, okay? So like you can see here, the way I have it set up is that, you know, there is my system, the text messages that she has, you know, text messages that I have, and stuff like that. Well, the cool part is when someone texts you something, there are templates, and all texting platforms have this. But I'll show you how to create templates in this system. You go ahead and go to settings and go to templates. And here you're going to add a template. And based on what they say is that you're going to add a template. Make sure to also have phone numbers set up with Twilio. Right now, this is my phone numbers. You know, you will do the integration with Twilio when you set up the system, the platform. It's going to be very, very nice. Then another thing is that pipelines. It's very nice. So let's say I'll show you how this works. So right here, let's say this guy wanted to sell the property. I can create an opportunity and add them to a pipeline. I have leads for me or leads for my assistant, depending on what situation is. If I go to my assistant, if they still needed a follow-up call later on, but if they wanted to sell, it goes to me. But I'll show you how this works. When you add it, it goes to your pipelines. You know, there's this leads for my assistant are right here, leads for me are right here. So it goes to me, and then I go ahead and look through them, because you can click, okay, let's say this person, right? And I can look back on the conversation and see how it works and see how much they were asking, and etc., and follow up with them and go. So this is a good way. It's like a CRM. It's kind of like a Podio system integrated in REIREPLY. So the pipelines are actually very, very useful. Another thing that I wanted to add is that you can have multiple users on this, which is really, really nice, because my assistant has her own profile. I have my own profile. And I didn't have to pay any extra for that. It's $50 a month. So right here, when you click team management, you actually will be able to add any of your assistants or anyone else who wants to use your profile. So it's very, very nice. I definitely do like it. So yes, so yeah guys, that's pretty much all about REIREPLY. You know, it's I pretty much showed you how to create a campaign from the start to the end and how to run it. I hope this helps. Leave a like if this video did help you out. Subscribe to the channel if you did enjoy this kind of content. You know, I always try to provide any value that I already learned so I can teach you guys and help you guys out as well. And yeah, comment down below if you have any other questions. And as always, guys,